Bracket number 2. CoStar is coming. Spencer talked about this up on the Inman stage just in the last couple of weeks, where he said CoStar is rooting for chaos. We mentioned that last week when we covered the class action suit. They're rooting for chaos because right now they are stuffing a ton of money into the residential space. CoStar is obviously the commercial behemoth. They are basically the commercial MLS with all of their holdings. They dominate that market. And now they're coming for the residential space in a big way. It's not just theory. Andy Florence himself said it recently on an earnings call. They are making the moves to go after specifically Zillow and Realtor.com, and they actually have the money to do it. This isn't like a bunch of brokers scabbled together to try to create, some,
Stop
MLS
Zillow.
stuff.
Yeah.
Stop Zillow. Shout out to Real Word Number One.
Rule number one. Yeah.
Yeah, this isn't some like joker here. This is a true beast in the industry. Maybe I'll see him this week here at the T360 Summit in San Antonio, Nicole, which I'll have a bunch to talk about next week on that. But yeah, Andy Florence said during this earnings call that they are spending as much as $220 million with well over 1,000 developers on a relaunch of homes.com, which is going to come out later this year. Is there...
Well, I think it's on track for 2023 launch.
For 2023 launch? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Project's on track for
Yep.
23. Well, no.
Yep.
Relaunch of homes.com. I'm sorry, Nicole. Relaunch of homes.com is in June. So it's this year. The rollout of New York property search City Snap is by the end of the year. So, but the competitive product to connect home shoppers with agents like a Zillow Premier Agent, Zillow Flex,
Right.
or Realtor.com, Realtor VIP, that's 2023. So agents in 2023, you're going to have another prominent lead source pushing hundreds of millions of dollars behind their product, homes.com, owned by Andy Florence, CoStar holding, right? You're going to have another option in 2023 to spend your money. But Nicole, looking at our consumers, our home shoppers, our clients, is homes.com without a massive media push from CoStar, which could happen, probably will happen.
It sounds like they're dumping some cash into that, though.
Yeah, they're definitely dumping cash into the development. Whether they do on the marketing side, obviously we don't know. I would assume they would.
They broke it down here. $65 million of the dollars is going into marketing.
Oh, so there you go. $65 million in marketing. Is that going to be enough for them to create space in the consumer's mind when Zillow is the Google? You've got Realtor.com, the kind of traditional brand in the space. Is there room for a third for homes.com?
I don't know if there's I mean, I think there's room for anybody that does it right. I think, honestly, there's enough agents that hate Zillow enough to probably start pushing homes.com. I mean, you think about it right now, all the agents that are trying to push HomeSnap or think that, HomeSnap's the way to go. Maybe they'll start going over to HomeSnap. I'm excited to see it. Why not? I mean, it sounds like they're investing a lot in the technology in order to get the information that consumers are looking for, such as, I think it talks about, schools and crime and things of that nature that obviously everyone's always trying to find some information on. But is there room? I don't know, but I'm excited to see them try to make room.
They've got the money and they want to grow their revenue in this area that has been really small for them on the grand scale of things. Put up the pie chart. CoStar Q1. This is sources CoStar regulatory filings. So from their earnings report, we're pulling it directly off of this Inman article. CoStar Q1 2022 revenue by source. Residential is their lowest at 3.5%. So CoStar, which is basically the commercial MLS where all commercial brokers pay to get their listing on, that's at almost 40%. Information services, so selling data, is 7.2%. Multifamilies at 34%. Maybe that's apartments.com or whatever, or maybe apartments.com's under the LoopNet category, which is 10.5%. That I don't know. Residential at 3.5% for CoStar's earnings. So, I mean, they grow that to 10, 15%. That's a huge number.
Huge.
You can read in here how great of a quarter. I think they had their best quarter ever. per their earnings report. They printed cash. Revenue was growing 13% to 516 million. So they're a machine.
They're
They
ready.
they're much bigger market cap than Zillow, and they're coming for this space. Agents, will you be using homes.com? Will you be trying to position yourself to get in front of the homes.com leads as early as June of this year? Love to know your thoughts on that. Hey guys, appreciate you checking out this episode of The Real Word. If you want the full episode, go over to the Broke Agent YouTube. That's where we're hosting the full podcast. If you want to continue to see the segments broken out and the short clips, stay right here on The Real Word YouTube.